Hi, I am Dr. Visula Abeysuriya, Senior Lecturer in Immunology, Institute of Biochemistry, Molecular Biology and Biotechnology, University of Colombo. Today, I am going to discuss with you all a very interesting topic. I titled this topic as Future of Life. It is a series of discussion. The today discussion, in brief, will be the first of this episode. Why I chose this future of life? As you know, in future, as human, we have to face many challenges. Scientific world has evolved very fastly, and there are so many interventions through scientific experiments. These interventions will affect our human life. Under this title of Future of Life, today I am going to discuss with you all briefly on a very important topic. We name this topic as GMO. You may wonder, what is GMO? GMO stands for genetically modified organisms. Now, before we dip into genetically modified organisms, we have to go back to history. I think all you have heard George Mendel. He's a scientist who lives in 1800. We call him as the father of genetics. He is the first person who scientifically shows using pea plant that how phenotypes of parents will transfer to offsprings. He demonstrated by many generations of pea plants growing how their color, size, shape has been transferred to offsprings. Actually, this is the basis of genetically modified organisms in today or present contextual. Now, when you discuss about genetically modified organisms, what is the specialty on this? Scientists have used advanced genetic techniques, slicing, CRISPR methods, and precisely change the DNA composition of live cells. It can be bacteria, it can be virus, it can be any cell, and produce new phenotypes. This is fast, this is accurate. Not like Mendelian laws take so many years to develop a new phenotype. Now you may wonder why we need genetically modified organisms. As you know, the population in world or globe has increased rapidly. More population means you need more food. More food means you need agriculture development. You have to have high yield products, agriculture crops. So genetically modified organisms has that capacity to get this outcome. Not only that, you know, pest and drought is a threat to agriculture products. So they are able to develop genetically modified organisms which are resistant to pest and as well as tolerance to drought. This also added to get large harvest compared to traditional crops. Having said that, if you develop pest-resistant agriculture plants, it will automatically reduce the pesticides and other chemical use. This will help reduce the environmental pollution. Not only that, some of the drugs, if you take example, insulin can be produced in the same way. This will help on diabetic treatment. Furthermore, you have heard vitamin A deficiency. There's a genetically modified agriculture product we call golden rice, which has inculcated vitamin A into this product. So, when you consume, your vitamin A deficiencies can be minimized by this genetically modified organism. So, there are so many benefits of genetically modified organisms to humankind. So, are there any risks? Most of the genetically modified organisms have been approved by World Health Organization, FDA, World Food Organization. There are very strict regulations on genetically modified organism before it transferred to human consumption. But there are some risks which is having among the population. Those are not truly 100% correct. Some believe it can change the natural environment. Like you can have super weeds and super resistant pests like that. Sometimes there is an argument that genetically modified organism will belongs to a particular company. We call that autonomy. And the agriculture sector as well as other sectors has to depend on certain production companies to obtain the services. Thirdly, people believe that natural environmental of the world can be changed due to these genetic modifications. There are no proven factors, but studies are undergoing whether this is correct or wrong. Now, having said that, we know genetically modified organisms have so many benefits than its risk. Therefore, to overcome or stipulated problems in future to mankind can be overcome. Most of them can be overcome through these genetically modified organisms. So this is my first series of Future Life. Stay tuned, stay healthy, and stay curious. Thank you very much.